All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at this video here of Camille and her wonderfulness. This is delightful, guys.
I think the key to victory was focusing on the facts and the evidence, and Johnny's opportunity to speak the truth for the first time. It was 6 years in the making, and I think he was able to connect with the jury and the general public and tell what really happened in this relationship.
He was.
First of all, what a beautiful woman, and second of all, what a great speaker. She said what she needed to say. They asked, the question was, and I did get past the question. And by the way, YouTube, fair use. This is commentary on lawyers and legal behavior. So I'm giving my opinion as a lawyer on the behavior of lawyers in this particular piece of Good Morning America, just to make that absolutely clear out there for this fair use analysis. That being said, by the way, thank you, Veronica Davidachilsky. Appreciate the super sticker. Camille here said the key to victory was really the truth. It was really Johnny getting his story out there. And that is so beautiful. That's all it needs to be. That's all you need to say. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Wasn't in the courtroom for the verdict. What was his reaction when you told him?
He was over the moon. It was like the weight of the world had been taken off his shoulders. And I feel that finally, after 6 years, he's gotten his life back.
He also went on TikTok.
So Ben Chu, here's the thing with Ben Chu. Whenever I see him speak, whenever I hear Ben Chu speak, I can tell he's a good person. I can literally tell he's a good person. I can hear when Ben Chu speaks. I can tell he's a good human being. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like, when people say, oh, body language is crazy, all this stuff is crazy. No. You guys know what I'm talking about. When you interact with somebody, when you hear them, when you hear the cadence of their voice, the way they talk, I know Ben Chu is like a genuine guy. I think he's a very authentic guy, especially if you've seen the candid photos of him just kind of wearing the Hollywood Vampires t-shirt, getting the little alpaca. He is who he is. He's an authentic guy. I'm not saying he's perfect or anything. I don't have a bro crush on him. I'm just saying I believe he's a real human being. He's an authentic human being. And there's something I can connect with and identify with authentic human beings. Isaac Baruch, right? Isaac Baruch and I probably wouldn't agree on politics, but I would definitely get a drink with Isaac Baruch for sure, because I believe he's a genuine human being. He was 100% authentic. From one, Adam says, I think Elaine has a girl crush on Amber Heard. That would be weird and also potentially problematic for a attorney-client relationship. But yeah. Jeff K says, Ben Chu is on Court TV in half an hour. You'll have to review. I will review. I'm going to do it later. I don't think I'll do it now. Maybe if it plays through, I'll do it, but I want to be sure I can fast forward and stop and pause. I don't want to have to do it live. So I want to make sure I can go through it, but I will review it. I will review that. I'll do that. You know what? I'll do it the next stream I have. So I'll promise to do that one. And then we have Chibi Peach, who says, Elaine bought what Amber was selling. We all know she can be charming and is pretty. I think she bought it, but is in too deep to quit now. Yes, she's in too deep. She's argued everything. So yeah. And Danielle says 100% agree about Ben. He reminds me of my grandfather. Yes. Genuine people. My granddad was actually also very much like Ben. He's a very authentic, genuine guy, a little bit quirky, right? Which I think we can agree with. So let's listen a little bit more.
Yesterday, thanking his supporters on social media. What role did social media play in this verdict?
So this is actually a trap question. So this motherfucker asked a trap question. So see what they did with his fucking trap card. Because remember, Elaine made this all about social media. Elaine said that social media decided this case. Look what they do with this trap card.
My view is that social media played no role whatsoever. This was a decision made by the jury on the evidence presented by both sides. And as Camille said, it was overwhelmingly in Mr. Depp's favor.
Ms. Heard's lawyers put out a statement yesterday saying the verdict was a setback for women's rights. And they went on to say that it's unseemly and unprofessional for you all to be, quote, taking.
Okay, I'm just going to read this. It's unseemly. It's as unseemly as it is unprofessional that Johnny Depp's legal team has chosen to do a victory lap for setting back decades of how women can be treated in the courtroom. What's next? A movie deal and merchandising? Well, actually, yes, there should be a movie deal and merchandising to show that you're a lying whore, Amber, and you're a piece of shit who is vile and abused Johnny, and you deserve everything you get in terms of both legal and personal consequences. Let me just go out there and say that. So fuck you, Amber. And thank you again for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Seriously. So let me just say that for the record, Amber, go fuck yourself, right? Go fuck yourself. So the funny thing is here too, is that Amber Heard's team was the one that started this. Amber Heard's team were the one that came out first, and she sent out Elaine. Elaine spoke first before they said anything. This is what pisses me off, is that this is a type of hypocrisy of Amber Heard. The fucking hypocrisy that she sends her fucking lawyer, Elaine, the cat lady Bredehoff, out there to speak for her. So Elaine is allowed to speak, but Camille isn't? Seriously, Amber, seriously, go back to the strip club you came from in West Texas. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I mean, sorry, this is what makes me mad. This is what makes me mad, is that they had the audacity to say that. The audacity to say that. It's just really, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. Works me up, guys. Let me let this play.
Taking a victory lap for setting back decades of how women can be treated in the courtroom. How do you respond to that?
I think it's disappointing. We're only speaking about what happened in this case, right? And the facts in this case were overwhelmingly positive for Johnny, and the verdict speaks for itself.
How about
there you go. See, that is it. That is it. It's facts. The verdict speaks for itself. That's all she had to say. That's all you had to say. That's it. That's all. By the way, guys, I don't know. I see people freaking out in the chat, but it's like, I'm not going to apologize. Like Meteor says, I'm not going to apologize. No apologizing here. I don't apologize for shit. not in this channel. Welcome to this channel. I don't apologize for anything. Not today. Not ever. All right.
No, it's not just from Heard's teams. Victims advocates have argued that the verdict is going to have a chilling effect on domestic violence victims, and it's a blow to the Me Too movement.
Okay, victims advocates. Let's be clear. So saying not just Amber's team, but we said is victim advocates are saying this is a blow to Me Too and a blow to women's rights. Victims advocates. Well, let's read past that. What that means is the blue check marks. And by the way, Michelle has less followers than like everybody on LawTube and all of us, like less followers than Tug, that umbrella guy, right? But she has a blue check mark. It's really weird how that happens, right? Like these people with no followers that are like these particular shills, they get these blue check marks like for free pretty much. Meanwhile, us over here who grind our ass off and are telling the truth, we never get verified. Twitter's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Just not going to do that. It's weird. It's weird how that works, right? And Wendy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. But social media advocates, what they mean is people on Twitter. What they mean is people on Twitter, like Michelle. People who are just flipping out and are going crazy. KFG says, you're sounding like an alt-right when you're pointing out facts and hypocrisy like that. I know, it's weird, right? Gosh, man, I'm so alt-right. Just like that article said, Nick Rekieta and Tim Pool are far-right. So far-right. And Chrissy Mayer is far-right too. Yeah, we're all far-righters. Yeah, super far-right. So right. Yeah, weird. It's insane. It's insane. And they're trying to make, once again, they're making this, these victim advocates are making this into a political thing when it doesn't have to be a political thing. They're mad because Me Too was a grift. It was a grift. Me Too was a fucking grift. Let's say it. And so was Believe All Women. There were individual cases in there that were legit, that were fully legit. Individual cases that were legit. But the problem is when you make something into a sweeping movement and you say believe all women, and I know that the original slogan was believe women, but the implication was believe all women, you have a problem. So that's why I've said on my channel, I would prefer investigate all crimes. And I know some people have said, well, that's not a perfect statement because there's some jurisdictions where crimes aren't charged. And I get it. Look, I'm trying to create a catchy saying in 3 words. It's hard to do that and like make it a perfect statement. So I'm going to stick with investigate all crimes, but I will say there's some jurisdictions where things are legal or they're not prosecuted or they're not made into crimes where they should be. But I'd say that's part of crimes, right? Things should be crimes, right? And we should be making sure that bad behavior is criminal, including submitting false reports, submitting false police reports. Filing a false police report should be criminal. It should be punishable by something as, well, as bad as the crime that's being alleged, or nearly as bad at least. Miss Dog Lover said Amber Heard is now unemployed for life. Even the porn industry won't want her. Well, here's the thing about the porn industry is OnlyFans, you don't need to go through the industry. Just put up a webcam, right? That's why we all think. I think OnlyFans is a great prediction. A lot of people have said it. I agree with it. I think it's a good possibility for him. Good possibility for him. Sweetheart says verifying you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm gonna try for it. We'll see. I'll try for it. I'm gonna push for it on a couple platforms, especially since people have been attacking LawTube. I think we're out there. I think we got enough articles on us now. Johnny says, I hope they put out merchandise. I need a Camille body pillow to keep me safe from succubuses at night. Bro, that's fucking glorious. I love that. All right, let's continue here.
I think our response to that is we encourage any victim to come forward. Domestic violence doesn't have a gender.
How beautiful of a statement. Camille Vasquez says, I encourage all victims to come forward. It doesn't have a gender. She didn't politicize it. That's not a political statement. That's not a blue team or a red team statement. That's just a fact. And we on this channel support facts. That's a fact. So I'm down with that, Camille. I'm okay with that. That's classy, right? That's proper. That's how a lawyer should speak. She's not making it into a left-right thing. She's not overly politicizing it. She's saying victims should come forward. Real victims should come forward of either gender. That's true. And see, she's got it because she knows this motherfucker was trying to make it into a political point, and she's smiling because she knows she's like, this is the right response. Erica says, George S. tried to shift the focus back to law with his questioning of Ben and Camille. The mainstream media shills need to hear this. Yeah, Stephanopoulos is, by the way, a shill. He's a mainstream media shill. And he tried to make this into a political point. She did a fucking good job of making this non-political. Shout out to her for that. Pinky Pink says, I love Camille. As a socialist, I love justice. Justice for all, no matter what or who. Only justice for all. Big difference between com and soc. Lots of love to you, Andrew from Norway. Shout out. Hey, appreciate the love from Norway. Appreciate the 219 Norwegians a krona, I guess. But I appreciate that. I mean, I'm definitely not a socialist, right? Definitely not on this channel. But I appreciate that we can agree on this, right? We're all on the same team when it comes to this statement, right? This is definitely 100% fact. So let's continue.
So you don't see this as a setback to the movement in any way, shape, or form?
We do not. We believe that the verdict speaks for itself. The facts are what they were. The jury made a unanimous decision based on those facts.
Once again, the jury made a unanimous decision based on the facts. That's all true. She's stating facts, unlike Elaine. Elaine literally ignored the verdict. Camille's just telling you what the verdict was. Like, there was a unanimous decision. Now, you could argue that she left out the counterclaim, but in terms of Johnny's side of claims, that was all verified. And remember, the counterclaim doesn't imply that Johnny did any abuse. All the counterclaim implies is that maybe the way that story was painted, in which like the situation was set up by Amber's friends, maybe it didn't go down that way. That's what that implies. But that doesn't mean that Johnny's an abuser.
Your impression of Ms. Heard's impression on the jury?
I think that her impression on the jury was what it was. I think something that I focused on and we focused on in that cross-examination was using her words against her. And it was very important for us to, every question that was asked was tied to something she had said previously. And I think the jury got to see and the world got to see and hear from Ms. Heard in that relationship on every single topic.
And George, I think there was a real contrast.
See, that's let me just point out though there real quick. That strategy was fucking brilliant. Make it everything that Amber said that was a lie. Tie it back to what she said and prove what she said was a lie. Just focus on what was said in the court. And don't focus on out-of-court statements. Just make it clear that she's a liar. She's a liar. And by the way, I saw Watcher here. Shout out to Watcher. But he said, hey, Legal Mindset, how's it going? Are you back in Korea yet? No, I'm not. I'm in America. I'm in Texas. I'm here for another week. For those that are just joining, we got 2,475 of you in the chat. Please make sure you smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button if you like Texas hotel rooms. If you're a fan of Texas hotel rooms, you know, they say everything's bigger in Texas, and well, the hotel rooms are mighty big in Texas. So if you like them, smash that like button. If you like this content, smash the like button. It helps the algorithm say that we like it. Right now, we have 749 likes. Come on. Let's get that to a 1K. Let's get it into 1K, guys. You can do 1K. You can do 1K for me, for Papa Mindset. I'd appreciate that. Let's continue with this.
Johnny took ownership of a lot of things, and it seemed at times, and perhaps it came through to the jury, that she had an answer for everything, and she wasn't taking accountability for anything. And I think that made a difference.
Heard's lawyers.
So let me be very clear there. Ben Chu is spot on. Johnny clearly took responsibility. You can see in his look that he takes responsibility here. He feels contrition. He feels something. He has feelings. He's a human. He's 3 fucking dimensional. Amber Heard was 1 dimensional. And the one dimension was, it's not my fault, somebody else did it. That was the single dimension of Amber Heard. It's not me, it's somebody else. And that somebody else was almost always Johnny Depp. Sometimes it was Adam Waldman. Sometimes it was Dr. Curry. Sometimes it was even her own sister. Yeah, my story's right, Whitney's wrong. Rocky's wrong. The security guard is wrong. Everybody's a liar. Everybody's committing perjury except for me. That's Amber's 1 dimension. And she always had an answer. Like Ben said, always had an answer. Always had some excuse. That just wasn't what you heard from Johnny. And that's why Johnny was believable and Amber wasn't. Jay Liebgott says, Depp verdict pushed women's rights back as much as revoking Roe versus Wade will. Absolutely 0. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And for those that might be flipping out over that or that potentially coming, once that does come down the pike, we'll explain it. And for those that may be worried about it, you probably don't need to be as worried as you think. It's probably not changing much at all where you live locally. But let's keep going.
Say she plans to appeal the verdict. She doesn't have the money to pay for the judgment. And you all have said that the goal is not to impoverish Ms. Heard. Is it possible where we could see a settlement where she forgoes the appeal in return for Mr. Depp waiving any monetary damages?
Well, George, we obviously can't disclose attorney-client communications, but as Mr.
Motherfuckers trying to get them to disclose their litigation strategy, and he just shut that down right away. Like, literally, this is a good lawyer, unlike Elaine.
Depp testified, and as we both made clear in our respective closings, this was never about money for Mr. Depp. So this was about restoring his reputation, and he's done that.
So you're not disclosing any privileges, but it sounds like that's something that could be on the table, but it's up to Ms. Heard?
Again, we have to be careful what we say, but this was about Mr. Depp's reputation. That was what it was about for him.
Your life has changed a lot in the last several weeks. You got made partner this week. Congratulations.
So you can see how happy she is. So, by the way, I want to address this. I said this on Twitter. There were some dumbasses out there. I don't know who it was that said Camille never wanted to be partner. They must have been drinking way too many mega pints because Camille 100% wanted to be partner. There's no way she didn't. The fact is she left her first firm after about 6 years. 6 as a lawyer, in case you know, that's about a magic number. After 5, 6, 7 years, you either are, it's called like up or out. You either become a partner or you move to a different firm. And her first firm clearly didn't want to make her partner. And I bet they are fucking regretting not making Camille partner at that first firm. When she went to Brown Reddick, she wasn't a partner yet. She'd been there for 6 years. So it was overdue for her to be a partner. This just solidified it. So yeah, she definitely has earned that partnership. That money was well spent. She now has equity, I'm sure, in Brown Reddick. So yeah, or Brown Rudnick, I think is how you pronounce that. But yeah, it's definitely good. It's definitely good stuff.
Both of you have also become something of social media stars. How has it changed? What does it feel like?
It's been surreal. And if I'm
going to be honest, okay, let me
being
listen.
honest, a bit overwhelming. But if I can be an inspiration to young women that want to go to law school and study and work hard, then it was all worth it.
I mean, I wish she would have said young people who want to work hard and be lawyers, but whatever. I mean, I'm okay with that statement. I'm not going to knock her on that one. But, you know, she clearly is getting overwhelmed by people who are messaging her, who are reaching out to her. I'm sure when she goes out, like, for example, you know, I hate to say it, but people like to go out, and like from what I've seen, Camille likes to go out. I mean, she's usually at like lounges or bars or, you know, going out with her friends or whatever. Like, she probably gets overwhelmed now because everyone has now seen her and everyone now knows her. So whereas she was just another person in LA, like now she's probably swarmed. So, which, you know, people appreciate it, but like when you're a very private person, you know, and you suddenly become public, it's a big change. So I imagine like her life has changed a lot now, and the way she's treated has changed a lot. So I think that's probably big, but it's good for her and good that she's partner. And look, that exposure and that celebrity will only help her in the future. And Sean says, don't send Amber Heard back to Texas. We don't want her. Hey, I'm not sending her there. By the way, guys, thank you so much. We are now at 1,016 likes. I appreciate you guys. If I had the cowboy hat, I am in Texas, so now would be the time when I will wear the cowboy hat. Instead, I will just put on my sunglasses here. So I'm just going to try to rock these shades. Right? Let's get this done. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. These are my 1,000 shades. I'm going to rock my 1,000 shades here. So we're going to finish this with the 1,000 like shades on. So let's continue.
The choice to go to Virginia for this trial, how much of a difference did that make?
I think Virginia was a good venue for some legal and other reasons, and it has a fabulous court system, tremendous judges and fair juries, and I think this the evidence was listened to carefully on both sides by the jury, and again, it came overwhelmingly in Johnny's favor.
Ms. Heard did win on one
it came. It came.
Count of defamation. Will you be appealing that?
Again, I think it's premature to say. But
this motherfucker keeps trying to ask about their litigation strategy and like whether they're appealing. Like, this is so stupid. Like, why would you ask that? And yeah, of course it was venue shopped. It would have got shot down in California because of the slap laws, because of all that. But instead they went to Virginia. It was a place where Johnny could actually win. So that was a good strategy on their side. And Judge Penny was a good judge.
If you look at the context of the verdict, and it was a total win for Johnny.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you very much, George.
That's it. That's all we wrote from that. So that's what we got from that particular case with those two. Once again, they are shining examples of what you should do as a lawyer instead of what you shouldn't do as a lawyer.